Hello people of the universe, what is up? So today I'm filming like a different video to what I normally film. The context behind this is that I've been journaling, and while I was journaling I was really reflecting on how like it's submission season, all my responsibilities are falling into one. The topic I'm about to talk about is not like funny at all, because it's genuinely something that I feel like everyone goes through at least once in their life, and that's being burnt out. And the meaning of burnt out is being emotionally, physically and mentally exhausted. And it's kind of like a feeling that's been built up inside your chest that just ends up falling on one day. You don't know what time, you don't know how it's gonna happen. It literally just does. It just falls onto one day. I have been burnt out this year. I've also been burnt out many times last year, but there are things that I have changed every single time that help me recover faster than I did before. Because every experience that you have literally just leads you in a direction where you either learn from it or you just ignore and walk past. It's all about self-reflection, and I will get onto that later. There are so many different perspectives and so many different ways to approach this. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I am not a registered or qualified therapist. Clearly, I am trying to learn these myself, and you guys probably know this too, but we just always got to keep reminding ourselves about these, because we always tend to forget things, especially in the spur of a moment when it's just like overwhelming. Today's video is going to be split into like 3 different parts: journaling, time blocking, and change. Now those are like the 3 main topics that I do want to just brush upon, but there are like subtopics in every single like category I'm going to speak about. Now journaling is literally you getting either a piece of paper or a book or a journal or even a little planner and just writing how you feel. I will rave about journaling till the day I die, like literally, because I love it so much. Like, you need to journal. I'm not going to force you to get a journal, but at the same time get a journal. The reason why I believe journaling is so important is because of the self-reflecting aspect and also the appreciation. Most of the time when we're in our day-to-day lives, we like to think about everything up here. Now, one analogy that I like to say is that when you're revising, you don't learn by just reading it and expecting it to absorb up here. What you end up doing is you read it, you think it, and then you write it down so you can refer to it back when you need to. Now that's the same kind of concept of journaling. Having physical things instead of mental things is just making you absorb it truly for what it is, rather than a thought in your mind that can go elsewhere. Now, self-reflection is really important because that's ultimately how you can change your perspective. Now, it's quite it's literally like you're looking at your life from a third perspective. You're looking back on who you used to be. It's like looking back on old videos of yourself and cringing at your appearance or how you sound because your voice is so high. That's the main preface of self-reflection. Like, you look back on who you used to be and you will change what that is. Or while you're writing it, you can be like, oh, wait, what did I just write? That wasn't me. Well, it was me, but that wasn't me. And that can be daunting because at the same time, I've been grown up to expect the worst. So when the best happens, it's like a reward. It's like a reward. Or the reason why I don't feel gratification after I've done something really good is because I just expected myself to do it in the first place. And you really have to just change that mindset. You really have to just think, oh my goodness, look what I've just done. We need to give ourselves like a pat on the back sometimes and really truly remind ourselves what we've done. And that's a change. Your minimum is someone's max. The reason why we have burnout is because we're under so much pressure, but you have to realize that pressure is a privilege. Like, it's such a good thing that we feel pressure because we know that we are capable of doing something. We've always had such a fast-paced day where we have to, after one thing's done, go into the other. We never truly like step back and look at what we've done. It just makes us forget what we have. Everyone has so much in their life going for them. We just never really take a step back and cut ourselves the slack and just look at what we've done and be proud of ourselves. We love being appreciative in this house. You really want to just be appreciative of your life just because there are not that many days in our life. But we really want to add life into our days. If we're so pent up on work, we're not really appreciating the life that we're having surrounding us. I've read my first year books and I've cried. Of course I have. Now, it could have been you were in a bad situation last year and now you're reading it and you're like, oh my god, I've tackled it. That's how I felt back then, but it's ultimately made me who I am now. And with burnout, you can see and read the signs where you're starting to like meander into that direction of becoming burnt out. When you're journaling, do not care. You do not, don't tell me that you don't like your writing in a journal, okay? Journaling is not meant to be neat. And low-key, I like how when my writing changes in my journal, it also literally shows me like my mental state. If I'm stressed the hell out, my handwriting will literally be a scribble. If I'm not, it'll be nice and calm. And then when I'm just like, I just want to get my words out, you can tell I'm writing fast. Like it's really it's really telling. Now, time blocking is basically getting everything that you need to do in a day or a week and physically putting it out on a calendar. 2 hours for this, 1 hour for this, I'm gonna have dinner at this time, I'm going to the gym at this time, blah blah blah, this and that. It really makes you look at things one at a time, because in your head you're gonna be like, oh my god, I'll just do this then, I'll just do this then, oh goodness me, it's 11:31 now, I have to go to a time where it's pretty, now I have to wait till the time starts with a 5:00. It's something to base your day off of. Now it like introduces routine, and it's not just a to-do list on a page where you're uncertain of how much time it's actually going to take in a day, because we always tend to underestimate how much time a task takes, because you really need to step back and focus on what's important. You can't just think about everything at once and expect it to just happen. Overthinking can be good because it generally makes you see things in different perspectives, but if it starts to become self-sabotage, let's change that. That's when the mental games start to kick in. That's when the overthinking starts to happen. But when you truly just simplify it into a time block, like I'm gonna do this at this time. Make sure to block in hobbies. There are days where I truly do not want to dance, but it's in my schedule, I have to. And then I leave dance being like, yes, thank God I did that, because it genuinely just stops you from falling into more stress, because you're like, no, I'm in the momentum, I need to keep going. Well, keep going into burnout. Never abandon things that make you happy. So put it in that calendar, guys. Change is scary. Like it really is, because it's something that's against your norm, and that's something to do with burnout as well. I would say, especially in uni, we compare it a lot to what we used to do in secondary school or sixth form, and how we were essentially put up against each other. Like every single time we were literally put up against each other, and we were always ranked in a list, we had this and that. Comparison is literally the thief of joy. You wish you had that person's thing, you wish you had this person's thing, but we ultimately want what we don't have, but we have what we don't want, if that makes sense. Because at the same time, individuality is so cool. I'm still a victim to this. Like, I'm not saying this as a standstill point in my life where I'm like, I don't think this way. No, I'm still like learning, but at the same time, it's just like trying to get out of that mindset, because comparison, if it's not motivating, is just shit for you. Like, don't do it. Don't. Life does change after you've had like an experience that you don't want to do again. It makes you think, how can I prevent this if this ever happens again? That's why with the journaling, you can read back, you can recognize the signs, the time blocking, you can actually see everything at once. You can't just muddle it up in your mind and expect it to just pan out for you. Another change that we need to do is give ourselves more time off. Like, truly, shut off, do nothing, see no one, stay home, be bed. Okay, the reason why being emotionally burnt out hurts so much as well, because you know that's not you as a person. You know that's not you when you're talking to someone. Not being true to yourself hurts. Like, you know when you're off yourself, and that will translate to other people because they will pick up on the signs like that. It's really hard as well to put up a facade and act like your normal self in front of people, because at the same time, that is so two-faced. People will tell immediately when you're like off. Truly not accepting what you are feeling is another cause of burnout. You will be so blindsided by everything that you just truly forget what you have to do. Also, letting yourself feel everything is like setting a boundary for yourself, and you really need to set yourself boundaries. Like, first off, if people don't like the boundaries that you're setting, your boundaries won't scare the right people away. Like, truly setting that boundary that, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm just gonna take this day for me. I literally have a safe word with my roommates where if I'm feeling a little bit down, I will just say it and they will like understand completely. Same goes for them. And like, no one will take it personally, because at the same time, we just need to feel it out. You cannot be someone, you cannot be something 100% of the time. Never. Well, I am breathing like 100% of the time. We love being ourselves, okay? And you can't be yourself to others when you can't even accept who you are. Let yourself be angry, let yourself be sad, let yourself be this and that. Of course, like, Your feelings are valid, but your reactions aren't. Like, don't be a pissy bitch someone, okay? Don't go to someone and be like, like, never put out your anger on anyone else. Like, that's a given. And let yourself live it out. Let yourself live it out. If you feel angry, throw a little fit, okay? You just need, like, we do just need to, like, throw the occasional pillow on the floor or, like, swear a bunch of times, but at the same time, like, no one's around. Well, okay, probably my ancestors whose ghosts are just floating around my room, but at the same time, it's like suppressing the pressure. I don't want to be the person who's gonna be like, you're like a pressure cooker and you're just putting up steam and you're not letting anything go. Because ultimately, the reason why burnout happens is because you just suppress so much stress that you end up being a pressure cooker that's about to explode. Like, there's not many analogies I can say for like a pressure cooker. Pop goes the weasel. The kettle's on the hob. Someone take it off. It's been whistling. Like, there's like, the one takeaway from change is let it happen. If it's scary, that's good. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But take pride in the fact that you tried. Change is inevitable. Change is going to happen. It can either happen willingly or it happens out of nowhere. Like, one day you'll just realize that your habits have just completely changed. This is my last one. I just finished this today actually, and I moved on to that one. On 16th of January 2025. And you know, I'm thankful for those who uplift me. I really need it sometimes. And you know what? I'm actually trying. Instead of looking around, hoping it'll be me, and also resenting those who are trying whilst I do nothing. You truly can't appreciate something unless it's been taken away from you. You know you can live better days when you've had bad days. No one said change was easy. It's like learning something new. No one said it was going to be easy. But the more you work at it, the more that you try and improve it, it just gets so much easier. And you will ultimately feel the benefits when you're at a standpoint in your life where you can confidently look back on what you used to be and be like, that's a bad habit that's just been eradicated. I would like to end this video by saying, please remember who you are. Please remember what you've done. Please remember what you have. And please remember what you've achieved. It sets the tone. It really helps lessen that burnout recovery or even going into burnout. It takes out the doubt in your brain that you can't do things. Be grateful for what you have and what you're going to get when you reap the benefits of your change. Like, genuinely, you will look back on your evolution and just be like, wow. Because I've already looked back on the evolution of my hair and I'm like, wow. Even me saying this now, probably I'll have another burnout next year, but ultimately I just need to keep reminding myself this and that. Always keep reminding yourself about what you have. It's 2025, we're gonna have a slay year, guys. Yeah, my throat is dry from speaking for that long. But yeah, look at my shelf, by the way. I'm gonna make a video on my shelf because I'm gonna decorate it a little bit more. Also, yeah, I would say get a journal too. Realize while journaling that my handwriting is way more neater in pencil than it is in pen. Now, I really want there to be a pen. If there's a pen out there that writes like a pencil, please tell me in the comments down below. Thank you guys for listening. Honestly, like, if you listen for this far, I really appreciate it because I did go like a little bit of a roller coaster over these topics, but yeah, I hope it was helpful in some sense. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week with another video. Peace.